The Holocaust was the state-sponsored persecution and mass murder of millions of European Jews, Romani people, the intellectually disabled, political dissidents and homosexuals by the German Nazi regime between 1933 and 1945. The word Holocaust, from the Greek words holos, whole, and kaustos, burned, was historically used to describe a sacrificial offering burned on an altar. After years of Nazi rule in Germany, dictator Adolf Hitler's final solution, now known as the Holocaust, came to fruition during World War II, with mass killing centers in concentration camps. About 6 million Jews and some 5 million others, targeted for racial, political, ideological and behavioral reasons, died in the Holocaust. More than 1 million of those who perished were children. Angel of Death. At Auschwitz alone, more than 2 million people were murdered in a process resembling a large-scale industrial operation. A large population of Jewish and non-Jewish inmates worked in the labor camp there. Though only Jews were gassed, thousands of others died of starvation or disease. In 1943, eugenics advocate Joseph Mengele arrived in Auschwitz to begin his infamous experiments on Jewish prisoners. His special area of focus was conducting medical experiments on twins, injecting them with everything from petrol to chloroform under the guise of giving them medical treatment. His actions earned him the nickname Angel's Death. The Nazi rule ends. By the spring of 1945, German leadership was dissolving amid internal dissent, with Göring and Himmler both seeking to distance themselves from Hitler and take power. In his last will and political testament, dictated in a German bunker that April 29, Hitler blamed the war on international Jewry and its helpers, and urged the German leaders and people to follow the strict observance of the racial laws and with merciless resistance against the universal poisoners of all peoples, the Jews. The following day, Hitler died by suicide. Germany's formal surrender in World War II came barely a week later, on May 8, 1945. German forces had begun evacuating many of the death camps in the fall of 1944, sending inmates under guard to march further from the advancing enemy's front line. These so-called death marches continued all the way up to the German surrender, resulting in the deaths of some 250,000 to 375,000 people. In his classic book Survival in Auschwitz, the Italian Jewish author Primo Levi described his own state of mind, as well as that of his fellow inmates in Auschwitz on the day before Soviet troops liberated the camp in January 1945. We lay in a world of death and phantoms. The last trace of civilization had vanished around and inside us. The work of bestial degradation, begun by the victorious Germans, had been carried to conclusion by the Germans in defeat.